Hey guys, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, there's a new podcast episode on Hot Messy Podcast called "'Tis the Season of Strippers and Stalkers." Interesting. Definitely recaps a lot of stuff that we have going on right now in our own lives. But with that, we're not back to talk about us. Anywhere you get your podcast, go check it out on Hot Messy Podcast. In the meantime, Andy Cohen is revealing the word that Bravo once banned on The Real Housewives, plus the secret sauce behind the franchise's success. So Andy Cohen has entered the conversation, and none other than with Meghan Markle, who's also, well, being very highly talked about right now due to this documentary. With that, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Now, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so Bravo executive producer, we know him as the father of Bravo, the king of Housewives, and also Andy Cohen. He has given audiences a lot to talk about over the last decade, even more, and it's because he was the one who got us into the Housewives, right? He is responsible for starting this whole concept, which now we've seen many other networks kind of not rip it off, but try to copy it, and we've seen different. You guys get the point. Now, in a new interview, Andy is revealing the secret behind the pop culture phenomenon's success, but also the word that was once banned by Bravo. Speaking with Meghan Markle on her last episode of her podcast, which I think she got paid somewhere around like $100 million for this podcast, which is wild. I mean, they make a lot of money. Andy and Meghan entered into a discussion of the word bitch and how it has evolved from a term of being degrading to one of power, including boss B, HBIC, don't take a shot at this B with Bethany Frankel, all of it. I was doing an episode purely on the B word, but most of the women I spoke to had very little issue with the word because it's so oversaturated that it's almost diffused. And instead they were saying what it is charged for them. It's how easily women are now being called difficult, and it's really just a euphemism for the same thing, but it has more of a dig to it. I mean, yeah, I feel like the B word is one of those words where it's like, shut up. And you're like, whoa, excuse me? What did you just call me? But then you have other people who are like, I'm the HBIC. Yeah. Okay. So that's the word. I can think of plenty of other words that would be unacceptable, but the B word, that's the one that we're leaning into. Andy agreed and shockingly revealed that he once had completely banned the use of the term altogether due to concerns from Housewives cast members. You know, it's funny. We banned the word B. We've had a weird relationship with the B word on the Housewives. And there was a housewife that wanted to use it in her tagline. And the woman who ran Bravo said, we don't want the B word in the show open for the Housewives. This is a negative. The ban didn't last long for, well, the Housewives, obviously, because we see it thrown around all the time. But as one housewife stood up and allegedly said that the word was a positive affirmation for her and likened it to the term queer. Thank you to Reality Blurb for mentioning it all, but where are we going with this? I think that ultimately, what wound up happening was the case was made by the woman being like, no, this is a positive for me. Though no specific timeline for the banning and unbanning of the B word was made clear, what is evident is that numerous housewives have used the word in their opening taglines over the years, including Dina Manzo, Eileen Davidson, and Lisa Vanderpump, just to name a few. Yeah. I'm crazy about dogs. I'm just not crazy about bitches. Speaking of the years, the Housewives franchise has entered the pop culture canon in the world of reality television. The secret to its longevity, according to Andy, it comes down to the perfectly curating and casting the right combination of ladies to represent their respective franchises. And they have to come in authentic. Like, I always use her as, someone who I don't think came onto the show authentic. That would be Noella Bergner. I felt like she came on so pre-produced. She thought she was putting on a good show, but really the show that she was trying to put on just looked from a fan's perspective, as opposed to somebody like, I don't know, like let's name some Nene Leakes. I mean, there'll never be another Nene Leakes, but she just came on and she was like, I'm unapologetically myself. I don't give a shit what any of you guys have to say. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do, great. Let's have a conversation. Otherwise, I'm here. And it wasn't pre-produced. I think we've done a lot of great work finding the right women and then figuring out how to keep the energy going and taking people out of the mix and putting people back in and putting new people in. That's what he told Yahoo Finance. There's not a science to it, but it's a process that we all care very much about. The Watch What Happens Live host also paid respect to the brand that the Housewives have been able to build. The good news is we have a brand. I would argue that Bravo is one of the few brands in television or streaming that people actually care about. And he noted this with the success of BravoCon. Bravo is a vibe that people love, and the Housewives are a brand that people care about. Bravo is a destination. It's a place that they want to go. I mean, I agree with that. I think over the years, we have grown to love our Bravo celebrities. And I remember sitting down, and it was when I was applying to work at Pump. I was currently working at SUR, but I was hosting, and I was like, I want a job, where I can be a server. Servers make so much more money. I had to pay my bills. I had no money living in Los Angeles. And I remember when I went over, we had a conversation with the people who were hiring, and they said, they're like, there is potential that there might be a show here. So if there is, and you guys have the opportunity, listen, like, it's not just like, oh, well, you're a reality TV star. It's like, you're a celebrity. This can give you fame and the celebrity of it all. And I was like, a reality TV star is not, to me, I wouldn't consider them a celebrity. And that was 9 years ago, 8 years ago. And now looking back, I'm like, no, they very much so are. I remember talking to Sheena at BravoCon, and we were talking for maybe 4 minutes. And in that 4 minutes, probably 10 people walked up to her. And I asked her, and of course it's BravoCon, so people will recognize her more. But I said, does this ever, like, are you used to this now? Is it normal? She's like, it's just, this is my new norm. And she's like, it doesn't really feel new to me. I've been on the show for a decade, but she's like, yeah, this is the norm and this is my job. And I was like, oh, okay. So Andy's right. It does have a brand. Bravo is a brand, and they have built something uber successful. But I want to hear what your thoughts are about the original banning of the word B, and then Andy claiming that this is the secret sauce to the success. I agree with everything that he said, and I'm happy. I'm happy that they took the word back, but let's see what you guys think. So go ahead and comment below. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget, a new episode of Hot Messy Podcast is out now. 'Tis the season of strippers and stalkers. So go give it a listen. And of course, you can catch the video version on Hot Messy Podcast on YouTube. I love you guys, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye.